Bye bye. Y'all have a nice weekend.
Adios. Well, it's going to be spontaneous.
Okay.
After all these years, you know, I know they're going to take a picture, so I just go right ahead. And even the Bible says you can tell this. Okay.
We're going to come out on the 10 o'clock news tonight.
10 o'clock is tonight. We can just say, today is Charles. You're just doing something about it. And all that, keeping an eye on this. Then the egg that you over you next time. Then once in a while they'll say, hey, let's get away. So they go like that.
Well, try to look at the steak.
I didn't even do it. This time in there, guys.
Piece over here with the dam is so structured. It's so different from everything else you've done. It just flows. Why did you do one so structured? It looks like you used a ruler.
The dam, la compuerta.
Yeah.
It's right there in their Clint. Wonderful water gates.
I know, but it looks like you used a ruler and lined it. It's very structured
I
compared to
learned
what
that
you do.
early in life. People say, I can't even draw a straight line.
This is it.
Get a ruler.
It's amazing what you can do.
Do a circle, get a little
Get a template.
blade. When they get you, you put it there.
Go around.
Oh, then I can't say that as an excuse anymore.
No.
It's just an excuse like crap.
Most artists cannot draw a straight line or a circle.
We wouldn't bother with a straight line or a circle.
Well, that's why it's so
I give
different.
it to this, it's more interesting than a meticulously structured with calipers. But anybody can do it. But if you do go like that, it's interesting because
Then it's art.
When you look at nature, the Lord never made a perfect circle anywhere.
No.
in the space, I'm into space. Not today. I mean, no.
Even the atom,
How it just stands out, your background in there is so beautiful. It shines. We get over that. Yes.
Time or you
Back in the citadel for about a month or so.
very hard to
Really good.
Now you can go look at
big
it.
canvas.
Oh, you're taking pictures.
That celebrates one of our beautiful snowstorms. You know, we had 2 or 3 like last year.
14 inches,
Yeah, I go out and have a fit in the snow.
Those were the vecinos.
And
Trying to find San Marcial Street.
Sarape, you can do some little things.
So I appreciate you.
You know what I like better?
Do you?
Yeah, I did. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, in my travels in Mexico, I've acquired some hats and stuff. And even paper flowers and...
I've got these like the one from
You like the way this
You know what you got in your hands and you can...
My brother's in Germany.
If I can have your attention here just a moment, we do have a guest book we would love to have you sign. And I want to introduce the Welliver family, Susan and George Welliver and their son Hank. And their business is Welliver Marketing, which is the lamps and the marble that you see here and all the lovely basketry. My business is downstairs, Southmark Financial Services, and we do plan to have some continuing exhibits going on. Next month we'll have Mago Orona's students from community college will have a scholastic exhibit. And, of course, the main thing this evening is to introduce Manny Acosta, Manuel Gregorio Acosta.
Well, I thought that was Bill Rackesy.
Always a spokesperson.
The dancing girls didn't show up because before she introduced me, they were charging. There you are. And then after that,
So much for the dancing.
yeah, so much for the dancing.
Does that mean Manny dances for us?
We get our kicks elsewhere.
All
traffic.
somewhere. But anyway, I have been told that this is a marble place.
Lamps and vases?
Marble all over the place. If you ever need, or you lose your marbles, you can always come. Little chips, little boxes full of little marbles that you can work. And I'm delighted, some of these beautiful marble pieces. And I was surprised to know they're from Torreon. It never occurred to me they could do such things with tequila now. Cured marble.
Even wonders of the
Can you imagine what they were before they were cured?
Well, there was probably, let's see what's down there.
We had children.
We won't mention politics.
Many of the lamps and vases are from there as well.
See?
Yes, the homegrown young
Okay,
man.
if you
designer.
ever low in spirits, you want to get lit up, here comes the vaudeville show.
Here comes the dancer.
Here's a musician. Hi, Gene, ¿cómo está? See, he's a musician. A musician comes from the word trumpet, right? No, saxophone.
That Jesus, he can blow.
He's a sexist. He's a sexist from way back, right? What did you bring with you? I see.
That's who?
There.
I mean, it's been a
You
day like
know
that.
me.
I brought spring.
We're on live TV, okay, you know, so only your gut.
Oh, if I'd known that, I'd have hugged you harder, honey.
Watch your feet, because sometimes these photographers are kind of nasty, and they photograph all the feet going every way. Falling socks and...
Make a rock video.
Got a foot fetish?
Yeah, photo finish. So you have to be on your guard again around here. And you can get copies there at the local, is this a 5X rated, 6 X's, 6 X's, so you have to watch it. What follows here? Is this a question?
You have to do this for the next hour.
I'm fine, as long as it's clear.
All I know
Tell us
is they
about-
told me
hey,
you were
why
gonna
don't-
be
no,
late, and I
seriously,
figured
why don't
I'd
you
get
tell
here
us
when
about-
you did, but you were here
Okay.
ahead of me.
All right, okay, I'll take over now. You promised a whole hour,
You
all right?
bet, you got it.
I apologize for no makeup. It never occurs to me to be on this thing here. So anyway, you have to sort of put up with me like I am. But anyway,
The early years.
I was born, period. And then through luck, my mother was very talented. She had 6 of us. And she blames it on my father, who stayed home 6 times. But my father had a beautiful speaking voice, and he was a frustrated actor. And he decorated altars in churches, and my mother stayed home and tended to us. She breastfed me till I was 11 years old. And I have 4 puny brothers who never developed. And for being talented, someone asked my mother, how did you know that your son was going to be a nurse? She said, oh, I could tell early on. When he was 3 years old, he could really draw flies. And
Okay.
guess what? I still do. Yeah. And so, in a nutshell, is that right? Is it?
It's still going.
Okay. I'm forgetting. I keep dropping my defenses.
No, we're over here. We're over here. That's the camera.
Well,
That's
that's
the eye on the world.
This is what you call a camera hem.
He knows which way to go.
yeah, more like Taco Bell. But anyway, I have been drawing and painting and sculpturing for all my life. When I was very small, I used to sculpt on bars of soap and figures. These bars were kind of big and very cheap. It was during the crisis, the great crisis, depression. and I would sculpt these things. Then comes Saturday night in the ritual of bathing.
There went your sculptures.
So there went my masterpieces
Slow down the water.
into the big tub and out into the bushes where the water was thrown out. I went my own. So anyway, I had a clean start anyway. That's all I can
Good
say.
sweet stuff.
But I lived in El Paso for, at least 19 years without anyone inspiring me because we did not have art galleries or museums in El Paso at the time.
Were you painting or just going to school or?
I was searching. I went to school. But
Did you know you were a painter at that point or did you?
Well, I had the urge. I was always scribbling, scratching, doing, but I was looking for guidance because I wanted to know. So the library was my only recourse. So to that lovely, beautiful library with Elizabeth Kelly, that red-haired lady.
Yes.
When I went there, I looked up to her when she would sign up the books because I was so
She's
small.
only this tall.
And then through the years, she left me then where the streaks of the red hair began to disappear. But that was my solace, the library. In the meantime, I got to read other things, theater and music, and I was never allowed to check out the books with nudes in them. They had them upstairs with locks. And I would say, can I borrow a... Oh, no, you can't borrow, you're not old enough, she would say. No, this is for adults.
National Geographic?
So I never got to see the Da Vinci's and all these beautiful nudes. But luckily, there was a war organized for my benefit, World War II. And it saved me because it took me from El Paso to the hinterlands, New York, then across the ocean, Liverpool, and then the first 3-day pass in England, and I went and found a museum and a gallery, and my first glimpse of a beautiful painting was in a museum. I hope it's still there. It's a huge painting, life-size, of a nobleman with a huge dog standing there with silk stockings, and no pantyhose then, I'm sure, standing there.
That looks good.
And the dog had the same expression. But I went up there and I looked at it and I almost touched it and I said, oh, this is paint. Look, there's scratches on it. I had never really seen a painting close up. I always seen reproductions in books from the library. So after that, almost 3 years that I was over there, that's what I saw. First museums, then theater, musicals. Then after that, I went and had fun. So I did it all. In France, I think that's where I completed my 20-year course, the equivalent of going to college for 20 years. In about 6 months, 1 year. I did everything, saw everything. So when I came back, I had decided to be an artist. Because at the Louvre, this is a beautiful experience. I saw for the first time the Winged Victory, the magnificent sculpture of the headless figure with the wings. It was going up the stairs. And I stood there, and a great emotional thing came over me, and I thought, I have seen this before. It was so strong. Then I remembered in school. In school, I was always sat at the first desk because of my last name. The A. Nobody had another A, so I was right there. And the teacher would say, now, Manuel, pass the pencils. They would give me little boxes with pencils, and he had a reproduction of the Winged Victory on the little box. And I would go around with this thing day in and day out. And it was in my mind, this thing. And when I went to the Louvre, and I went up there, see, instant recognition of something in my life. So I think at that moment, at that crucial moment, I decided that someday I might do what was there, or equivalent of it. So I know you're going to be in tears pretty soon, but anyway, that is what makes me strive forward, always saying, you go ahead and do, I will never copy anything, but what these artists have done before us, to all of you that are artists, it is there to inspire. And so I was inspired, and I saw the whole range of creation, creativity, and dedication. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm dedicated to my art. As long as I live, I'll try to look and search, and as I get older, I get smarter. And I think that's about as good as, oh, are we still on? I forgot. Oh.
You do the nobleman again for me. Pareces amado.
Let me tell it
It's
then.
all right, as you get older, you get better looking too, so it's all right.
I didn't hear that. What was it?
As you get older, you get better looking too, so it's all
The
right.
mic's over there, the mic's over there.
Let me tell you
Into the camera.
about Englishmen. Winston Churchill is one of my favorites. And I have learned through language that one can really be another person by appreciating somebody else's language. And of course, English is one of my best assets because I really learned it in school. My teacher, Elizabeth Redding, was the cause of my learning to use the language. As he said, it's not to speak, it's to use, to make it. So I do that. Sir Winston Churchill was at a party with all the lords and all this, and the hostess, she was one of the brilliant ladies of society, partying around and all this, and Sir Winston got smashed, falling all over it. She decided it was time to let him know that he was about to be thrown out on the cigar. So she came over and she said, Mr. Churchill, you are disgustingly drunk. He looked at her and he goes, ah yes, madame, I am disgustingly drunk, but tomorrow I shall be sober. But you, madame, you will still be disgustingly ugly. Now my Irish accent. I just have one with an Irish accent, and I practice it for the 17th. That's when we all wear green underwear. My father must have been Irish. He wore green underwear for 35 years. He used to work at Phelps Copper Works. That's true. Even when he retired, his underwear was green for years. Oh, yes, Irish. Okay, the Irish joke. The Irish joke. No, this was Saturday, and Father Casey was sitting in his confessional box, waiting for confessions. And here comes a young kid, about 16, goes in the box and goes to confession and all. And then the father says, "Oh, my son, how are you doing in school?" "Oh, Father, I'm doing fine. I'm learning to do somersaults, backwards and forwards. I like it." "Oh, my son, go out in the aisle there and show me." So he goes out in the church aisle and starts doing flips back and forth. And here come two 80-year-old ladies holding on to each other for confession. And they stood at the door, and their mouth went, "Oh, oh!" And she says to them, "Glory be, Mary. Look what the dear Father is giving for penitence." "And me with holes in me bloomers." So you see, if I don't make it as an artist, I'm trying to revive vaudeville. What do you think?
Paint, paint.
Oh, that's your hero?
Alex.
The first honest answer.
Manny, show us how you showed me that Scipiora after the burglary
Oh, God. Oh.
is shaking.
She brought the message and I got to see
Do
it.
you know that we were saved by our drinking beer when, you know who stepped inside and we had just finished laughing the last.
Pat Davenport, yeah.
Yeah, we had just,
Yeah,
let
yeah.
the last great guffaw, you know.
Take it from Mr. Scipiora. Mr. Scipiora, someone broke into the museum last night.
You know, he's about this tall, and his glasses are about this big, then the rest of it follows, I guess, Buffalo Trails or whatever. But I read in the newspaper that he was so visibly shaken, and the fact that the little stained glass windows about that wide, and some rascal managed to
Sneak in there.
chisel in and steal all these wonderful 4 pieces of art. And so today, Señor Scipiora is in bed. I guess like a misplaced placenta is bothering. Can you imagine this fellow, this tall big man, he said he was visibly shaken and that's been going like that. Well, we were all looking up there and the museum here and they struggled in here and I thought, oh God, I wish he was wearing suspenders.
So he told me, you go home and you tell Alex that. So I went home and I said, Alex, he was shaking like this, you know. And Alex said, yeah, like jelly.
Yes, you're being kind to
That's
them.
our brave leader.
No, Alex and I think are going to surprise you one day. We're going to do the beautiful thing
Oh,
with the
we've got to see that.
Well, how's that be?
dun, dun, da, 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 dun. The Greek
Careful, you hurt
dance, you know.
yourself
With,
again.
The Greek?
yeah,
How's
that's,
that be go?
Yeah, but just don't let Alice get behind you.
Gene, a gentleman wouldn't have mentioned that.
I know everything.
in other words, he never would.
Right.
He loves the spotlight anyway. See, it never occurred to me to speak Greek. I have learned two phrases today. One is, don't take any wooden nipples. And the other one is, kaka is skata. In Greek. Skata. Oh, skata.
There you go.
The accent is on the
Ah.
You were right the first time.
So, let's see, how many more minutes do we have at this prime
Oh,
time?
as much as you like.
Manny, another Greek word is herete. And herete is the name of this building. And it means rejoice. And good morning.
Hey. Well, they're living up to it, because I saw the bucket, they put some more beers in there downstairs, old ones.
Okay, I guess you're off now.
It's time to adjourn.
There's the cue if ever I heard one. Yeah.
That's all right, I'm just surprised I don't see tomatoes and lettuces coming at me.
We hate
No,
it.
talk about the different type of styles that you paint.
No, I'm really,
Now it's question time, yes.
I'm really serious about reviving vaudeville, you know, it's been dead for some time. I have friends who, we rehearse and we practice and.
Have you ever done any acting?
Well, what do you think I'm doing here? $100 an hour.
Have you ever seen him when he wasn't acting?
He's really a tall, skinny blonde, is
See, I can do eyebrows like 5'7", 27. See, when I was with Peter Hurd, my dear friend, artist, a wonderful person, a universal man in knowledge. He spoke better Spanish than I do now. And from him, I learned some tremendous things about public relations, human relations. He was so humble in his own sense, never giving himself importance. He spoke Spanish. He loved to find the language, and I learned from him tremendous things. And he would tell me wonderful jokes and his words and expressions that I never heard in beautiful Spanish. And I give him credit for what I can do in Spanish. We were interviewed in our many times that we were together. He would say to me, all right, let's pose. Now you want expression 5, 6, 27.
Cinco. You did that for photographers on
La
Quest?
15 was. And the other one was no bull, was. Whoa. And then the last raunchy one, step high. And on that we will depart.
Bravo.
So, Alagueta, ¿cómo está? Can you hear us downstairs?
Very little.
Okay, because they might close the joint. This is off hours vaudeville.
Okay.
Now, as to what, oh, you were going to ask questions?
Yeah, I think there's some that have questions for you.
All right.
Well, that answers my question.
I heard a couple of them back here, where'd they go?
That's a good time.
I asked you one early, but you went on for an hour to answer, and you never did answer. So, what the diverse style? I mean, everything that you do is a little different, and I just wanted you to comment as a, to lay people on that, not to your fellow friends, artists, or whatever area. You want.
Okay, I have an answer for lay people and the other
Okay, lay people.
lay people. Well, why did you go to school?
Not that late.
See, they you keep track
It was
of
one of
this.
those middle stances that you were in.
We've
Oh,
got
the
it
middle.
on video, you won't lose a thing.
All right. I think it is my own reaction to just existing, and I will always be looking for something else.
Okay, when you get an idea in your head and you want to do painting, something like that, and you get into an idea that you want to do something, yeah.
What do you do next?
Well, I would make a wonderful sculpture here.
Well, think about, this one over here.
He is not a valuable man because he uses, are you Italian or? Italians do this in a pinch, they will go like that and they sign it off with, but he's saying, do this. See,
Well, I'm a visual.
If I had had clay here, I would have done something with it, see, by making fine flour dough for tortillas. See, like you're doing the other thing for pizzas. See, everything is, we're already artists, all of us, in what we do. It's just the fact that we don't really concentrate on the fact that we are doing something. The women, they decorate themselves every day. They do sculpture with their hair, eyebrows. Sometimes it comes out in kind of funny expressions, like early mornings. I'm a watcher, a people watcher. I've been watching all of you from here in my computer. I've been doing sketches of all of you, and I look at you. See, I'm not just drinking idly.
You're always thinking. Thank you. Can I quote you on that? You're always thinking of art.
Every time you see Manny with a beer in his hand, he's studying.
He's studying art.
See, like mornings when I drive someplace about 8:30, I have found out it's the most interesting part of the morning because as I watch drivers come and go, I call it the crusting hour. And it is a funny thing what people do with and to their noses. Try it sometimes. You just don't get anything.
With and to them, huh?
The last time, one lady rolled down her, and she had done about 2 miles of it.
Okay, you made it. Vaudeville's back.
Did you put that in the painting?
chilling out this marble size. It almost cracked my windshield. So I stayed 2 blocks back of that. But it's really fun, especially at stoplights. Little currency. And they do the other thing. And they do this thing. And they have the lipstick. Sometimes they go like this, and here comes the slip. Then they bring the mirror down. The light turns and shoot.
There's an expression for that, doing your nose thing. It's called racking the nose.
Racking it.
Right.
I call it twice an hour. It's about 8:10 to about 8:25. Thank goodness, and it's good for the whole day. Then when I'm on a bus or waiting in line, which I'm always waiting, lines are it. And you just better design for your backsides. Because it is popular now to see people's backsides. I was at the bank the other day, and that's all I saw was backsides. It took me 3 hours to get to the teller, and so there was nothing for me to see but the back of ears, which is interesting. It is the most amazing.
There must be a painting in this somewhere.
I couldn't find one. Ears are the most fascinating and disgusting thing. The way they stick out for no reason from the back. Then what follows are necks. There's very little you could possibly do to the necks. Then comes shoulders, and shoulders are smart, strong, droopy, draggy. You can tell, and then whatever they do with scratches, and then there we go into another phase of humanity, scratching. And they are aware that somebody's behind them. They start scratching. It's like, oops! So, that's why, and then the rear ends of people. I was reading that Yoko Ono,
Oh no.
she did a film on the backsides of people, the gluteus maximus. And I thought that must be the end of things, because if they see art in that, I don't want to get involved with that. So
Well, anybody that suckled till he was 11, I can see.
So I keep my viewpoint about waist size, and thank goodness I get to the bank in time, and changes the whole perspective of humanity when I go out of a place. So I'm always looking. I think that's what keeps me buoyant and, in a sense, entertaining to myself. Because first I entertain me, because I'm so modest and outgoing, and I say, what little else I have left, I will entertain you all, see? And then if I have friendship for somebody, it's because it's left over from being friendly with me. Because I love me, see? And the mirror in the bathroom tells me every day that I am me, and I like me, and I have a little sign under it says, mirror, mirror on the wall, you damn liar.
We love you too, man.
And that puts me in perspective. Now, music has always been a great influence in my life. All of these paintings probably have some musical background when I was painting, because music is another of the great arts. It's important to me, and I keep it around every which way. I play the piano about 3 keys with 3 fingers, but those 3 keys I put feeling to it. Yeah, just, and then somebody, oh, you play the piano? I said, yeah, but only 3 keys, but out of those I get this. And then when I know of a musician, here's one musician, I always admire the musician for his talent, because he's an artist, but the music is nothing that holds him up. He embellishes his life and whatever friendship and
What service?
oh, bless you. How about that? See, I was trying to signal from the back here. He finally saw my express signal, right?
That's right.
Holding this up empty.
Yep.
See, when it's heavy, it's down here. You're smart, thank you.
I thought you were slewing that when you were running this.
Well, let's see, when it gets empty, it's going up again. Okay, now, any more questions?
You were
I would
saying
go-
that,
Go ahead, sorry.
you were saying that most of your paintings have a musical background. What in particular type of music are you most
I have given
influential?
my attention to all kinds of music. Every kind, and then I select what I like best. But first I try it all, and then I select from it. And it has enriched my life tremendously. Because when I started listening to music was when I was very young in the neighborhood, at night, someone would be singing in Spanish, of course. And I remember the melodies, I can sing them. If I had brought my guitar friend, we would sing with you some of the beautiful melodies. Then my experience grew, and then I began to hear operetta, you know, like Indian Love Call, and the Golden Days, and the Student Prince. And I say, hey, that sounds muy bonito. Then into the musical scene, beyond the operettas was my first concert feeling of soloist opera. Sopranos, I began to know that there was such words, soprano, basso, profundo, and then the glorious music of the opera. Now we go down into what became of the wonderful years of Glenn Miller and all of that, and then the 60s, and hard rock, and hard metal, and dirty dancing. So I'm into that. So I listen to it. Very little of it really sticks. But I listen to it. And then I say, well, it's not for me, it's for another group of people. But I listen to it. So I don't shout out anything. I just listen to it. Or I look at it. And I have seen what artists are doing. I keep up with what they're doing everywhere. And then in that sense, I gauge what I'm doing. And then I say, well, I stay with what I believe in. No one forces anything on me. No one ever will. And no matter what the trend is, I'll say mine has merit. It's mine. And I keep doing it. And I'll stay sober weekends. I'll stay sober when I don't drink when I'm paid. I don't need any stimulation. Just this is like second nature after 6 o'clock. If I hear something go, my hand goes up like that. Whoops. But it's to celebrate the joy of life, really, companionship, friendship.
Well, as Manny told me, he said he's already done all this work, and here we're to celebrate. Now that he's done the work.
Hoist a few.
Manny, someone asked me during the week if you do sculptures anytime. Have you done?
Say,
Do you
please.
still do some?
Sure.
What medium do you use for sculpture?
I have tried clay for a while, and then all the other, but I have never had the money to put the other room to do sculpture. You have to need another whole new room and all the utensils, all everything. So, but I have the feeling for it. It's the same. It's like drawing. When you draw something, you're giving it a sense of 3 dimensions. So when you have the elements, you around them, you shape them. That's what a sculpture is. So it's a drawing, and it's the third dimension, which is around, and you go from there.
I remember one time you told me the story of how you started wearing the paper sack on your head. Can you tell us that?
The paper hat,
Why you wore it?
I should have brought one, but that was more elegant than it. Cost me $1.50, and the other paper bag is just only a size 12. Craft. Well, I was in Lubbock doing the mural with Peter Hurd and Johnny Lees at the Texas Tech 35 years ago. They reminded me the other day. they celebrated an anniversary with the Texas Historical Society. So I was over there when they had the snowstorm. But when we were there, and at noon, Johnny Meeks would go up in the kitchen and prepare a little lunch. Then we would sit there for an hour, and Peter Hurd, would play the guitar, and we would sing Mexican songs. Then there was all these paper bags, and all where the stuff came in. So I would take the paper bag and play with it like when we were kids. And I made this hat. And I put it on, and it felt so good and cool. And it kept the perspiration from coming down my eyebrows. And so I decided to wear that one day, and it stayed on the next day. And then I decided that's what I'm going to do. Because Peter Hurd had a cowboy hat. And I didn't want to look like Peter Hurd. Then Johnny Meeks adopted another cowboy hat. I didn't want to look like Johnny Meeks. Then I came to El Paso, and every charro was wearing the big hat. And that's a no-no when you're painting. You can't get near the canvas. Besides, it would have stunted my growth. That's why my mariachi players are so small. They wear these heavy hats. You notice their ears are further down way. I thought they had mumps. So I said, that's out. So what can I do to be different? You know, that's what we strive for, just to be a little bit. Like some musicians wear beards. Other people wear beards and dark glasses. And, so then I decided that's the hat for me. So for all these years I've been wearing paper hats. Not the same one. I almost tried. Come flight time, the damn flight would follow me around. So every now and then, every 6 months, I change hats. Another paper hat. That's the story of the paper hat.
Just one question. Do you sign those hats?
It depends. I always ask, do you own a condominium in Reynosa, or you race horses, or I say, you want me to sign? Do you have a photographer in hand? All those little things like that, and I'll sign one for you.
Okay, I was just asking that. Might look good with a photograph.
You forgot I said, do you sign your hats?
I used to, but nobody ever bought them, so I quit.
No, I have lots of hats around there. If I don't have one, I make one out. Yeah, what's the word that Johnny Meeks said? One day they asked him if he would mind signing things, and he didn't go up. He said, oh, no, we can be had. And so every now and then I said, that's all right, in spite of all what I can be had. We are all vulnerable to all commentary, all this attention to being photographed. Incidentally, that's my best side.
Did you work with him earlier, so we set it up over here?
Well, he asked for a deal. I said, hey, how about a cut? You can sell this. He said, are you good for an hour at least? I said, well, I'm trying to stay sober.
Does that mean next month we get you on HBO?
It's going out over Channel 13 even as you speak.
Well,
All right.
I am a little wary of HBO lately because every time I tune in on somebody saying, you get off your kid and get to the damn telephone and call this number here. And I look around, of course, I don't know what a can is. I said, get off your can and go to the telephone. See, they're desperate for money. But I think that's our saving grace, really. PBS.
Good night.
Good night.
NPR.
Is that Irene?
I don't want to see the cameraman.
Oh, you don't know it, but he snuck around and got you. He got you. She's shy like me. She's shy like me. She doesn't want to be in front of a camera. So, no, PBS is really our saving grace because it has really enriched my life with what I see on PBS. It's magnificent. Every time, every year I contribute. It really is a wonderful investment of little money, just, yes.
No, no.
Oh, you're chasing
Just-
flies.
Saying goodbye to Irene. Irene was going down the stairs going like this.
So- So, any more? Jeannie, you're mighty quiet.
Well, I was wondering, I was trying to rephrase Ace's question from the, I don't know why, because I think he really asked a question that he wanted answered, but he didn't know how to, I don't know, how to phrase it or something, but I was wondering if your compositions, you have a varied style, whereas a man of your stature and knowledge, the other artists throughout the country seem to have latched onto a style early on and got into a rut, and you've never allowed yourself to get into a rut. You're always striking out into new areas. And I wondered if that came from somehow the different style of painting, and I see the relationships between all of them as being, there's a sameness that is you that I see in your work that maybe others don't. But I was wondering if that had this experimentation and the images had some basis in your childhood or where they came from. I think that's maybe what he was trying to ask, is do they come through as a conscious thing, or is it there because that's the way you are? Maybe, I don't know.
It's a very conscious thing, because I believe that what my life is, surely that I can borrow from it anytime. It's just as important as anybody else's.
You are every day you've ever lived.
Yeah, and I go back to memories. And,
I'm still waiting to see the backs of the heads on the bus.
Okay. All right, one of these days I'll go all out, go wild. I'm building up to it. You know, there's a painting here of a it's an acrylic of a female form behind this color.
Primavera.
Lazy nude. And so I'm experimenting. See, I want to surprise myself. That's the thing. I'm not going to do it for anybody. I just want to surprise myself.
Manny, Heather has a question.
Yes.
What's your favorite picture you've
My favorite picture is the one that I'm going to do of you right now. That's the one, because once it's finished, I'm through with the painting. But when I start, that's the most important thing in my life. I mean, at the first line, the first splash of color. Ooh.
Remember Jasper Johns when they said, "What is your best work?" and he said, "My next one."
Yeah, that's it. And so they asked me what's your I don't have favorites. It's just they're gone. I have no more interest in them. They come and they go, and I just look at them and no feeling after that. But when I start, it's all there. Everything just comes out. Whatever you think. I was looking at her, and up here in my computer, I said, "There's a thing, right there, a masterpiece." But the thing is to get it from here, to come out after all these obstacles, Bud Light, and shaky hands, and Scipiora, the Scipiora syndrome. Hey, let's send him some suspenders.
Garter belt would be more.
They don't make them that long.
Hey, Manny, I know Scipiora, and you're no Scipiora.
What is the quote that's hanging, I don't speak Spanish very well, what's the quote that's hanging in your bathroom?
Oh, in the bathroom, I know, yes, this is a beautiful quote given to me by this wonderful actress in Juarez. And it says, "It matters not what religion you have, as long as it inspires charity to humankind."
Haces favor de no tirar toallas sanitarias en esta piscina.
He has been there for all of 8, 10 years, 75, 80, more than 10 years. And that's my case, because I never judge people by what they look like, what they have or don't have, or what they believe in. If they offer me their friendship, I accept it in total.
Except if they pick their nose in the morning. Time to work.
The crusting hour, that's... but that's basically my philosophy.
You mean you never had the urge to go back and do something, one more thing to your painting? Because I hear a lot of painters do that. They they don't see a particular painting in a few years, and then they run across it at somebody's home or whatever, and they say, oh, I like that, I want to go back. Do you ever get that?
I have done that, but it's been a dismal failure. Because I would never recapture the emotion that was involved or the moment, the sunlight or the cloud. It's just gone. So I have given that up. I may look at him and say, I was so stupid, why did I do this thing? But I don't try it anymore, it doesn't work.
No.
Do you put a lot of time in one particular painting, or does it vary according to what you're doing and your enthusiasm?
It varies, it varies. With some I might spend weeks, with some I spend an afternoon. With this portrait of the little girl, it was just split seconds. Just then producing it, whatever the medium requires. Oil paintings you can paint on them for 10 years, every day. And it accepts. See?
Do you do things from sketches, or do you just rely on your memory, or
It
do you use
depends.
models, or?
I rely on my memory of whatever it was that inspired me. And if it's people, if I can get them, they'll compose. Or if I can't get them, then I say, well, there goes another masterpiece. Adios. But I have found with some of these people that I've painted, God almighty, it's learning the true essence of what human beings are. Because when they're in front of me and I'm looking at them, they bring their egos, they bring their persona, they bring their charisma, see? And so here I'm going to paint a businessman. So he comes in with all the latest, of course, and he comes in. Yes, Mr. Acosta, I want you to do a portrait of me. Okay, okay, senor, relax. Yes, I am relaxed. That's fine. Sit down. You need to go to the bathroom? Yes, I need to go to the bathroom. He goes out and he comes back. Well, okay, shall we start? I said, well, I want you to relax. Well, I am relaxed. Well, how do you want me to sit? Well, he sits there and I start, pretending to start. Then his eyebrow begins to tremble here. And the other one goes like that. And he begins to sag a little. Then he thinks, out to hell with it. What do you want me to do?
And then you got a portrait.
Well, let's see, shall we start? What about thinking? Think about something. You like music, so I put music on. And then the person relaxes. See? So after a while, then I try to figure out some way to converse. Then they begin to get interested. They lose all that pretense. Then they become something that I can work with. So for years I found out that the ego is so tremendous. Now with kids it's different. They are the most beautiful to paint because in their innocence they are just there. Yeah. No posing, no nothing. They're just there, right there. They move around and I never ask them to sit still.
You know, it would be wild to do a portrait of the person and then the portrait of the mask in the same painting.
Yeah. Yeah. But kids are magnificent. In their innocence, they just give you that beautiful thing. There's an expression. Not like the painting of those kids in the garden. It's the same feeling. I have a bigger painting somewhere. But this kid, about 3 years old, was brought to the studio. And he's my godson. His mother brought him, and in diapers. And I wanted to paint him. That little rascal couldn't sit still, he ran around, he peed in his diapers 3 times, and the mother was beside herself. Siéntate, no te muevas, just leave it. And finally he began to get tired of doing things, destroying things. And I began to do faces, and I finally managed 5 expressions from the same model without the little kid knowing. See, and then I finished the painting like that. Here, there, upstairs hiding, playing game. And it's one of the favorite of people who see this painting of a tree with garden flowers and 5 different faces with expressions of the same kid. So that's the charm of you.
How much time do you put on an average into one painting, do you think? Do you do some like right now
Yeah,
and they're ready
yeah.
and then you put weeks into others?
Yeah, a watercolor can be done in hours. Yeah. Oil painting, 5 days, 6 days, a week. It is the initial inspiration that is the important thing, and that's just...
Have you done something that, like you spent maybe 10 minutes on and it's been a really great success, and then done other things that are taking you forever and they just never clicked?
Nothing happens, of course.
Yeah.
There's some resounding failures. Surely, some I wish that I had burned.
Yeah.
Some you
Let me tell you about the tortilla. Let me tell you about the tortilla. This will give you a sense of what I'm talking about. When I was just beginning to scribble and dabble, I was still going to school. And as I told you, my father was an actor. And he would be in plays in the community, in churches, in garages, and all. And he would ask me along to pull curtains and go get coffee. So I was aware of all of this that they were doing. Well, I did a copy of a religious painting, and it was a bishop, Maria Claret, and his symbol was the Holy Ghost was shining in religious favor from his chest. And here's this bishop holding his hand over this, and there's this brilliant thing showing the sense of spirituality. Nothing religious.
That ain't quite it, but anyway.
Okay, I did that. And somehow my father, when I guess he fell in love with maybe the leading actor. So anyway, this painting was given to somebody in the church there in the neighborhood. And through the years, that painting was in the church, El Calvario, the Calvario Church. Then maybe 10 years later, 15, the church was demolished for whatever reason, the freeway or something, you see. And they found this painting in the debris in the lower basement. Okay, one lady who had been in the church there for a long, one of these helpers, one of the devoted helpers, she got the painting. One day she called me and says, Manuel, I just want you to know I have this magnificent painting of yours. I found it in the church basement and I bought a beautiful frame. I want you to see it. I said, what kind? I don't remember any such painting. Yes, it's yours. So she convinced me that I better go see it. So I went to see it. And here was this beautiful frame of gold gilded about so wide over this poor man who was suffering from dysentery, holding a dried out flour tortilla with arthritic hands. And I said, señora, por favor, ¿dónde se encontró eso? Yo te dije que era tuyo. Ay, no, no, quítelo, ese es una, no vale, no tiene valor, mire qué cosa tan horrible. Ese pobre obispo tiene una tortilla de harina de 3 semanas. Y así toda, así toda. It's the most horrible example of early efforts. And she said, you don't touch it. And it's still there in her house. Because I like to tell you about these things. I have let myself be vulnerable. I have let myself be bad. But somewhere there's this horror, see? And it's framed. It's going to last 40, 50, 60 years because she's defending it. So that's what's happened when one makes those horrible.
But what a nice tribute.
Honey, what a great newspaper column, The Lost Tortilla.
No, but think of it. That's
Well,
a
maybe
wonderful
there's one way
tribute.
to make dough. Here comes Vaudeville.
Lord.
Oh, that's a nice tribute that she has so much faith in your art.
Well, but anyway, it reminds me that one has to be humble. I am, of course, you have noticed that.
Oh,
I am just
An
Never
example,
question.
an example for us all.
modesty is hard to come by, and I'm working at it. I still don't know where it's coming from. But no, to be an artist, one must not be modest. One must have an ego the size of whatever. Yeah, you have to have an ego to put up with all that one receives, because not everybody likes what I paint. I don't like what I paint sometimes. So, and many times one gets rebuffs, rejections, but we have that inner thing. It says, to hell with it. In Espanol es, to hell with it.
Betray yourself.
Oh, about South El Paso. There's a friend here who I will introduce a little later, and he's enjoying this because he comes from the same vein, the same sack of flour. But
Same tortilla.
yeah, sí, tortilla. But when I was going to school, high school, on 7th Street at Boyd, I would walk to my uncle's to have lunch because I was so poor, my family, no lunch money. So they said, you just have to go to your aunt and she will give you lunch. So through the years, 6 glorious years of academic achievement at Boyd, I finally graduated. And as I tell people, I was one of the top 10. Shall we forget the other 9? So I would walk down 7th Street and I would hear the radio. And I would hear all the Spanish talking, all Lydia Mendoza, all of these singers over the radio in my ear. And then the conversation, that's all right, you can dance right in.
Oh, good.
Surely.
I brought you a cerveza. Do you need one yet? Your can is getting a little high on your shoulder.
Are you kidding?
See?
Getting tired.
Oh, gracias.
We're getting serious now.
Hey, I'm getting better at this. I should have practiced.
You want a commercial, that's what it is.
Yeah, hold the label toward the
Okay,
camera.
and here there's two Mexican ladies speaking. Oye, vamos al cine. En el Teatro Colón, there was a Mexican man, están exhibiendo una película. Ay, estos locos cantan con maravilla. Oye, ¿quién es? Oye, pues es esta, verás, cantan India La Col. Ah, sí, esta, ahora verás, esta Chanate Madonna y Calzoneri. Chanate Madonna y Calzoneri. Chanel McDonald y Nelson Eddy siguen de I still remember that. There was follows. Oye, el día de Guanenses, yo también fui el otro día al Teatro Colón y vi a estos demonios bailando como trompo. They were dancing like tops. This couple. Dice, sí, ¿cuál es? Dice, anda, pues es Chinchi Rocha y Freddy Starr.
Oh, that's nice. Chinchi Rocha.
So I have all of these memories that I can to get another beer.
Did you see Celia
Relevant
show?
to my painting, but memories of my childhood are still up here, very vibrant and right with it.
Did you see Celia show down at the bridge? Celia Munoz.
Yeah,
The street signs.
Yeah, that's
Muerto and Quiambol.
phonetics. Yeah, because she still asked me. She said, "Oye, ¿te acuerdas de tu barrio allá? Yo también estuve ahí. Dime esto." So I told her about. Here's one more incident, and this was told to me by friends who worked with my father at the Phelps Copper Company. This happened 40 years ago. But anyway, in the electroplating department of the company, where they process copper. Two guys were working, Martinez and Chuleta. They were doing the work. And the machinery broke down, so Martinez says, oye, háblale al Mr. Oranche en el teléfono. Dile que se quebró aquí la maquinaria, que venga a arreglar. No, yo no sé usar el teléfono. I don't know how to use the telephone. Sí, hombre, just call Mr. Orange, meaning Mr. Orange. Háblale al Mr. Orange, que venga. Finally, this guy gets the nerve, he goes to his telephone and he shouts in, Mr. Orange, come here, Mr. Orange. From the other line. Yes, Martinez, what is it? Oh, Mr. Orange, shire broke and plaque no take. What is that, Martinez? Oh, Mr. Orange, shire broke, plaque no take. And Mr. Orange was very smart, and he said, see, I know what happened. Okay, I will come over and fix it. Thank you. And Martinez was overwhelmed by putting across the message. Just before he hung up, he said, oh, and Mr. Orange, trulen koken le peacock, and hung up. To this day, no one has deciphered what trulen koken le peacock. Nobody has found out what he meant. And they have passed that conversation through the years at the refinery. And some of the younger kids that have worked there that I know them, they said, oye, preguntan eso de trulen so that is part of our fun when you're bilingual here. Oh, you have double, triple the pleasure of enjoying what we have here. It's unique, the frontier. But anyway, I'm going to have to make room for these two beers. I want to introduce to you to my good friend and talented person here is el señor Ricardo Sanchez. Pase usted. It's always great to greet him as señor.
You know, Manuel Acosta years ago illustrated my book, gave it a different sensibility, a different touch. But years later, he would have me pose for him. This man, with that wild imagination of his, as he's painting you and making all your flaws and whatever, all your characters come alive, and he's regaling you with all kinds of wonderful, wonderful aesthetic gossip about all those different realities that filter through his life that he's filtered back into. Manuel Acosta is really like Mount Franklin in many ways.
We'll save that for the velorio.
Really?
No, I did. But can you imagine what happens to a person that meets Manuel Acosta for the first time, and you're a young kid wanting to break into print, you haven't published yet, and you're just about to take off from El Paso to Richmond, Virginia that very night, and they take you to his studio. And you meet the man and you go through all kinds of wonderful trips, very aesthetic trips, wonderful journeys. And then you wind up in Richmond, Virginia, Frederick Douglass Fellow in journalism, the only one who's not black, in Richmond, Virginia, living in the Fan District, which is the radical community at that time, 1969. And a few weeks later, you're walking down by a bookstore in Richmond, and you see a Time magazine. Wow, that looks nice. You don't know who it is by, but you know the figure on the cover. Cesar Chavez, that magnificent, wonderful, beautiful human being. And you go and pick that up and you say, I know this word. And you flip it open. It says, cover credits. Manuel Gregorio Acosta. El Paso, Texas. Wow, qué lindo. It's a beautiful, wonderful moment, a very explosive moment in the national consciousness of the Chicano world. Manuel Acosta's painting of Cesar Chavez is right there. And the sensibility and the sensitivity you capture, because Cesar would become a friend of me. And I would trip with Cesar, I would trip with Gorky, I would trip with all the leaders of the movement nationally. And I would meet Cesar, and we'd be in Phoenix. I would be doing poetry, and Cesar would be doing this rapping. Farm workers, maybe 10,000 of them. And later, Cesar and I are on the dance floor, just talking with one another, and they're playing
He danced
Little
with
Joe.
you?
No, Little Joe is playing. Little Joe is playing. No, espérate. No, we're on the dance floor talking and looking at the people, and we're talking about all the different things that have to be done. And he's planning a big march. He's asking me if I'm going to be able to be there. I'm talking about a big festival of arts that we're hosting where we bring 400 different performance artists into Corpus Christi to do a great big 10-day celebration of the arts. We're talking about those things. And some people come by and two women approach us. One takes Cesar to dance, the other one takes me to dance. And as I'm dancing, I'm looking at Cesar. I'm looking at that wonderful, holy, spiritual man. And he's in many ways holy and spiritual in his approach to life, in his sensibility, and in the value that he promotes and projects. Some are fairly politically skewed in some ways. But in essence, Cesar Chavez has that wonder and that beauty that you put on Tamrickson's cover. And that was wonderful. That was wonderful. It was a beautiful moment. I carried that magazine for a year. And then when I was in New York one time, walking to their offices and got me a new copy. But I remember that. I remember the sensibility. I remember you're saying, Ricardo, I'll do your art. My first book. I was enchilada looking at a giant. You're still a giant. Thank you.
Bravo.
Mount Acosta.
Gracias. Mount Franklin.
Oh, you're older.
I went to get stoned one of these days and maybe out
I thought the PSB will chop you down.
That's a beautiful compliment, and I hope that the idiots who are tearing the mountain down will ever stop it and say, this is our only mountain we have, and they are doing this horrible scars on it. Yeah, why? And then they build something that is nowhere the magnificence of what they have destroyed.
Well, fíjate, with snow roofs.
Yeah, horrible prison-like places they're building up there. It's the tremendous ego of these people who have no sense of aesthetics, and they're tearing it down.
No worse, no awareness.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Nancy is Mount of Cover.
So we have a lot to stay sober for.
No.
Says I'm standing here with 2 beers. I'm not just doing this in case vaudeville comes back. They say, hey, there's a stand-up comic.
We're gonna have a wonderful collection because Ricardo read his poetry here.
Ah, yes,
And
he
it was
did.
wonderful.
You didn't mention you once.
He's on
Alex was here
film.
last month.
He's on
and we have
film,
him. We have
yes.
Alex from last month, and you just we're delighted to have you all.
Well, the thing is about being a stand-up comic, I finally figured it out. Because they say, are you a stand-up comedy? Comic.
Comedian.
Yeah, and I said, I thought, I said, finally dawned on me. If you're a stand-up comic, you can make a fast getaway. If they ever sit you down, you're lost. So I've been practicing standing up, you see.
And you're the exit.
Well, it depends. It depends. You just have to hoodwink people into this. So, what are any other questions?
Who's your straight man?
Straight man?
He makes us all
I haven't met one yet.
Not himself, he's schizophrenic.
He's schizo, okay?
You and Alice could do a radio show together.
That's probably true.
I'm going to look at city council, see if there are any candidates that's what things straight.
Straight, city council together.
Tony Ponce no sabe en cuál planeta está.
Tony Ponce, no sabe cuál planeta.
I don't know, he'd be a great straight man.
Should we send
No,
a
no,
copy of our
a straight
video
man
to
is
them?
really the crux of the comedy thing. Oh yeah,
Yes,
I
of
have
course.
studied straight characters in all these comedic teams, and the straight man is really the one that keeps his thing. It is
He's the rock.
It is the receiving board for all of these things.
That's right.
Or do a ventriloquist act with Scipiora.
I hate to sit him on my lap.
Don't want him that close, huh?
Now, does anybody know where I can pawn off two sculptures? I don't know how I could wiggle in the little window, but there's ways and means. Well, have I done right by?
You've done
Magnificent.
wonderful.
Beautiful, thank you very much.
Well, it was my pleasure. Is this in color?
The word we need to do is conversation.
I had a delightful time.
When you get a
She used to be the worst I knew. I remember her. My name is Lindsay.
They did. Actually, they're so, so. I got this Thursday.
No, I didn't.
That's all right.
No, they just,
Oh, I'm sorry.